welcome back to the Sneaky Leak podcast. I am your host, Elaina.
I'm your other host, Janelle.
And obviously, Henny is not here. She's back home in Portland, but we have a very, very special guest today, and it is Lala Romero. Hey, La.
Hey guys.
Wait, is that your last name you go by currently? Because I know you recently got married. And I was like, wait.
She's a married woman now.
She's a married woman. Okay.
Married woman.
I love it. So excited to have you on.
I know. I'm so excited to be here.
During Women's Month,
Women's
too.
Month.
Oh, I'm sad that Henny's not here.
I
but I'm
know.
going to try to do my best
I know
to
you're
bring that Henny energy. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot to do.
That's a
She
lot
has
to
tiny
duplicate.
feet, but those are big shoes to fill.
Exactly.
Good one. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Because she does have tiny feet.
She's a size 5.
A size 5.
Yeah.
How tall is she?
5 and men.
She's like right here to me, probably.
no way.
I feel like she's tiny.
I mean, obviously I've
God.
met her in
She's not
person,
Leah's
but
tiny,
she didn't
but-
give me like that.
Are her and Leah the same height?
I think Leah's definitely shorter.
Okay.
But I forgot to tell you, we're going to cut this out, but I forgot to tell you, Leah
Damn,
tripped.
so early.
Leah tripped in the Cortezes.
She told me she tripped in the Cortezes, yeah. We're leaving that in there, actually.
Leah tripped in, like Henny tripped in
Henny
the same
tripped in-
Cortezes. You know the platform Cortezes,
Yes.
the CDG? Like months ago, we were out, like last summer, I think. The end of
Yeah.
And they
summer.
are shorties because I feel like you need their height.
They're normal height in those shoes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Henny
Henny
tripped.
tripped.
Ate shit, and me and Leah were out. In my defense, me and Leah got drunk as fuck on
I
Saturday.
heard about that too. I said, what? I was like, what happened? She's like, we
got
drunk.
excited
I was
after
like,
the Nike
okay.
run thing.
Oh, I saw your post.
Which we'll talk about,
She's
yeah.
sad there wasn't mimosa.
It was like they gave us pressed juice and not mimosas.
Wow.
I'll talk about it in a minute. But yes, we're very excited. We have Lala on the couch right now. If you don't know, she is from Belladonna and she's a singer. She's an entrepreneurial woman. She does it all.
All the hats.
Yes. Love it. Love it.
Jane of all trades.
But as always, Janelle, let them know.
Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms, okay? We already hit 10K, but let's keep it going
we're like
on
10.1.
Instagram.
Congratulations.
No, we're like 10.2.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a big milestone. I think especially these days when it's so hard to grow on social media.
It is.
Seriously,
It really
yeah.
is.
And you guys have grown really fast. I mean, maybe to you it doesn't feel fast, but from
It feels like it took
viewer's
us
perspective.
ever to get to 10K.
It
But
did.
we're
It felt like
here.
that last little stretch is what took forever.
Forever,
And
yeah.
once again, shout out P-Rod because he definitely got us to 10K. Love us some P-Rod.
Check out that episode, by the way, on our
Yes.
YouTube that you can also follow and subscribe to Sneaky Link Podcast. And our audio platforms,
Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's so weird. I don't get it. They're like tongue twisters. Okay.
Yes. But it's been a while. As you guys know, we pre-record now. So it's like the few weeks in between. It seems like a lot.
Yeah, it always does.
It
Because it
does.
feels like we haven't recorded in like a month.
Yeah.
In a sense, like, you know.
Yeah, because we
But it's
recorded when we
fine.
got back from All-Star. And it's already been
And
a
we
few
recorded
weeks.
all of our episodes.
Bro, I was
before we got back
looking
to All-Star.
tired in those in the episode clip.
Oh my God. That
The one with Paulina
that
wasn't
Jay
bad.
Tibbs. It was the one with Jay Tibbs because that was when we literally just came back.
I had no makeup on. I was just
man.
fighting for my life.
That
in
was
those
such a good episode, though. Thanks,
was.
Jay, again for coming on.
I love
Did
it.
you see that he was kind of going through like his shoes were getting leaked?
No.
I guess there were some fake pictures coming out there about his shoes, even though he's already like kind of posted it, but like official images hadn't came out yet, and something was going around, and like they were talking about it on sneaker Twitter.
Okay, I was wondering because I had
yeah.
seen a thing. Yes, I'm not on sneaker Twitter too often, but I had seen somebody asking, and this probably is why this question popped up, and they were like, how are these people who are getting these shoes first in hand? Like, how are they legit checking them? Like some people, you know, I know some people might get them straight from the brand and some
source,
backdoor
yeah.
shit or stores. But like when these first images pop out when no one has them, they're like, how are they legit checking some of these? So
I feel like most of the time it is from the source.
straight from the
sometimes
source.
like the brands will send in like stock images, and
100%.
and then and
Like,
then
I
those are
did
the ones
know
you get to
with,
put out.
with our New Era Dodger drop.
Oh,
Before,
yeah.
There's nothing was leaked or anything like that, but it's just their images are taken like months before.
Yeah. So these are the only ones you can use, or these were the
always
official ones. Yeah.
And it's always going to be somebody, because like obviously through the process, like, you know, Nat is literally one of my best friends. So like she'll send us like images like, this is what we're doing, guys. So I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, we know exactly who the leak is. Check this out.
But I keep my mouth shut. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, there was a whole thing on sneaker Twitter.
Yeah,
about that,
I'm not the friend that leaks the news though. I'm just like, oop, I didn't see that. Cute. No, but that makes sense. Then I did see something along those lines. Well, damn, I hate when people do that stuff. What are we wearing today?
What are we wearing today?
Okay, Lala, you could start us off. So,
oh man, did you know like a fit check?
Yeah.
Okay. Disclaimer: I just came from my warehouse. I've been at work all day. I'm wearing.
You would have fooled me.
I'm wearing Gap denim.
Wait, which ones are these called? I forgot
Muses.
The Muses.
Oh no, okay, so we're starting with sneakers. I was going like head to toe.
Either way,
Okay.
but we always end up starting
so
from
these are Air Max Muses. I feel like they're a little bit slept on.
No, they absolutely are.
These
were cute.
I think that they're really cute. I think especially like if you styled it with like a skirt and some like ruffles. I just think there's like
I've seen the ruffle socks. So cute with them.
I wish there were more colors. Yeah. I feel like this is the only color I've been seeing.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're not a silver girly,
I'm not a black shoe girl.
She's not.
That's what it is. It's not
these
even
are so cute. They pop in a good way. The silver makes them look really good.
But they are cute.
And they're really comfortable. I'm at that age. A bitch likes comfort.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you're in the warehouse all day, yes.
Yeah. No, and I'm just like moving shit all day, and so like I have to just be mindful. But I actually just bought a second pair.
Oh,
I really like them a lot. So yeah,
that says a lot. Yeah.
And so they're the Air Max. I'm my boyfriend.
Coco.
So okay, wait. So we don't do like the whole
you can do
thing.
the whole thing.
Do the whole thing.
Yeah,
You said Gap denim.
I feel like Gap's having a moment, even though I bought these like 2 years ago. They're like super baggy.
I love it.
And then of course I'm always thrifting. You know, flea market. We run into each other and see all the friends there. Because I live close to Rose Bowl.
Yes,
so,
she does.
I love a vintage piece, and I always mix it up with something vintage.
Yeah, she's always got the good vintage Betty.
Yeah.
Are you an actual Raiders fan?
Listen, I'm a LA Mexican girl. Like I was going to LA Raiders games.
I know, that's right.
Way back when. So yeah, no, my family's like, my dad took us to games and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
I love that. You actually you took your dad to the Super Bowl, did you not?
Yeah. It took me to the Super Bowl.
When it was out here.
But it was like, even though, I'm so sorry. Yeah, because we worked on Super Bowl LA and we had a drop with NFL. And even that, like, bring my dad to go see the Rams when he's not necessarily a Rams fan. But I think when you're a sports fan, you know what I mean? And it's an iconic moment like that. Like, the whole family wants to go.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't take him to Super Bowl. I took him to, like, all of, like, the shooting.
Yeah.
We shot at the stadium and got to go on the field. And so that was a lot of fun. But I took my man.
I love that. No, but that's awesome. Like I love my jacket that I got from the NFL collection, the black and gray one. It looks like almost like a LA Raiders jacket, like a vintage one.
And that's honestly when I grabbed these. That's like kind of my mindset. I was thinking about like all the Raiders shit.
Yeah, I get so many. I'm not a Raiders fan. I'm not really a football person, but
Yay Sports.
Yay Sports when it comes to football. But I get so many compliments on that jacket every time I wear it out. It's so crazy. Like everyone always asks me, like, is that a vintage Raiders jacket? And I'm like, no, it's my Homegirls collab, but it's really cute. So. Me.
What do you got on?
So I was torn between a women's shoe and Air Max or Bad Bunny's shoe because it's Bad Bunny's birthday today.
Day of the recording.
To, like, pan the camera down for people to know like who you chose. Like we all know.
She clips in like
I'll clip in like our shoes later.
But I know, but yeah. So I went with his Campus Adidas. These dropped during Coachella 2 years ago. This is the olive colorway, like a moss. This is honestly my favorite one he's done.
Yeah,
I love like the double tongue, like the chunkier skater look, and I love this color. It's so good. Nice. Yeah, happy birthday, Benito.
If you're listening.
I think he's Pisces. I'm Pisces rising.
Oh.
Yes.
Pisces
Match
is
made
not
in heaven.
mine.
What meant to be.
But I have on some good old vintage Levi's 501s. Love these. And my Betty Donna. What is this, a crew neck?
Crew neck?
Yeah.
Sweater?
I'm like, wait, sweater? Yeah. It's a little warm, but it's okay. And it has, I'll clip a picture, but it has Betty on back with Pudgy. Is it Pudgy?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Pudgy. I was like, super cute. Yeah, Coco's my Pudgy and Fritzy, but Coco's my Pudgy. But yeah, I love. Shout out Belladonna for the Betty collab. Okay, obsessed.
Real cute. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Okay, so I chose an Air Max today.
Good job.
I did the Jacques Mus Air Max ones that came out last year, the white colorway. Shout out to my good friends at Nike LA for these, because this was the colorway that I wanted, and I think this was the best one from all of the other ones.
I actually really like them now. I didn't like them when they came out.
I did, yeah, and I really wanted them. I wore these to our 1 year anniversary brunch.
Yeah, very
Dead
cute.
stock them then. On dead stock.
You guys
them
must
then.
have not drank a lot or turned up a lot.
She don't drink. She don't
I don't drink, yeah, but I don't think it was that crazy anyways.
I got trashed.
Okay.
I think I cried. I had a whole.
That's another episode.
I didn't cry at the party.
Just that day.
Just that day, it was a mess. I lost my ATM card.
Oh, I did not know that.
It was the after party that fucked me up.
Oh, I was not there. I was dead tired. My little biker shorts that you really can't even see are from. Damn, where the hell are they from? Ari? Not Abercrombie and Fitch. Yeah, I think it's
that one
Ari.
brand?
Yeah. And then I also have a Belladonna t-shirt on. It's the first Dodgers collab that they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and on the back, what's on the back?
It has the
little payasita.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, little
Wearing
clown girl.
wearing her new era hat.
Yes,
Oh,
so
yeah,
cute.
Yeah.
Because they had a Dodger collab last year, you guys. I'm pretty sure I talked about it on the pod, but
I think we did.
yeah. How was that? I don't want to get into questions right away, but like since you have the shirt on.
Yeah.
I would have to say just shout out to the Dodgers.
Shout out to the Dodgers. World Series winners, the Dodgers.
There you go. And I think like just even like the back office, like the organization and, you know, for bringing us in. I think that it means a lot when an organization that big takes a chance on women. I know you guys know like what that feels like. And I know probably a lot of your listeners have just know what this conversation
Yeah, they already know.
So when someone really like, you know, put your name up in a room and then they follow through on giving the opportunity, it can really create a big difference for
it means a
brand,
lot.
a life, for a business. And so I'm just like eternally grateful because like they're just amazing. And I think we've done like collabs over the years, and to really just be in a situation where they really were like, be you, do you, and also had done so much research on the brand. Like I remember we had like just like switched up our logo a few months before, and I'm like, you know, they knew every little nuance of of when and that we switched it, and it just meant a lot to me that they had been paying attention and they had been watching for like a very long time, like years. And so I think that I like beyond what it means to like be a, you know, a girl who grew up here and like has represented for the Dodgers since birth, you know, beyond that, like what it meant for like women sports fans. And then I think even bigger than that, to see so many guys rocking the collab or like coming to the pop-up and standing in line.
Oh yeah.
Because it's one thing to be like women founded, women owned, and creating things primarily like ladies first.
Women,
But then to make shit that is so dope that even like the boys are
like
rocking
it.
with it, you know what I mean? And not just getting it for their girlfriends, but getting it for themselves. Like specifically the jacket.
Shout out Ginger for wearing that shit for 3 months straight.
He wore it when he was here.
He did. He wore it.
Yeah, no, he's the sweetest, but I think like even that silhouette, and also shout out to New Era because you know they had to say yes, and they've been a big part of our MLB journey. So like very appreciative to them too. But like the silhouette of that jacket, it's a it's the way it's cut. It's a crop, but just to see so many guys rocking it was just dope.
And they rocked it well. Like it didn't look like odd on them, you know what I mean? Even though it was like more of a shorter cut for like a woman, it wasn't.
No, I think it looked amazing on everyone, but I think just like, you know, especially like when I was coming up, like it was really like men stuck with like men's silhouettes and men colorways and girls stuck with, and so it's just nice to see like everyone mixing it up.
Yeah, I love that. And the hats sold out.
Yeah,
like I know, I feel like all the product did, but like the hats went so quick.
The hats and the jackets went really, really quick, and I think that we were able to learn a lot from the drop. And I mean, spoiler alert, we're gonna have another one coming up with new product
of the week.
There you go. And we're so excited about that. But it's just we were able to see, because you don't know going into how's this shit gonna go down? Like,
is anyone gonna buy it?
Yeah, of course. Like, when you're throwing like your birthday party, like are people gonna show up?
Yeah.
And I think like especially as women, like we always have like imposter syndrome in new spaces that they're not like a lot of ladies in, and so we're just like, how's this gonna go? And so like within minutes the hat had sold out and the jacket. So we're just getting ready to figure out the next one.
The next one.
I know,
I'm
that's
really
right.
excited.
We'll be right there.
I'm really curious because we're going to get into sneaker news, but since we're talking about the Dodgers stuff, Dodgers are known for their like satin jackets, the starter jackets, and like you guys often, like with the NFL jacket I have, and like you guys do a lot of belladonna jackets like that. Is in the future, would you want to do a Dodger jacket like that? Like to emulate like the satin starter and like that vintage vibe?
Yeah, and I think like it's interesting because like from a business standpoint, it's like certain people have certain licenses.
Yes.
So it's like you like we'd have to like finesse that direct relationship, I think, like with starter or like with, you know, someone who holds like the license to be able to do certain things. Like I'm not even sure, so like don't quote me, but I'm sure like Nike has jerseys or you know what I mean? It's just
absolutely.
It's kind of like per category. So yes, like we have another jacket coming out, and but of course I'd want to do like the classic.
Because it's just like, I know I've seen some of the stuff, but like it had popped in my head, and like because I love your guys' satin jackets. Like I have a few of them already. So and like they're so good, and like I feel like that's a staple for like Dodgers. Like I have a few satin.
And I just think as a sports fan, and just my own personal style, I really love like your core classic pieces. And I think like when we're creating things, like we want to make you that thing that you can wear year after year, decade after decade, that shit that like when your homegirl comes over, you're like, oh, you could take anything but not that. No. Like leave that sweater. Leave that sweater. But just creating like classics, because I feel like then they just become like investment pieces that you hang on to forever.
Speaking of investment pieces, have you seen your stuff like resell for crazy prices?
I've never looked, to be honest with you. We are gonna have to go check it out. Maybe like some of the Dodger stuff.
Yeah, that's what I would assume. Yeah,
and maybe this next Dodger drop will.
Yeah.
But
I feel like if any of the NFL or like the jacket at least, like I wonder if that's like I haven't really looked either.
Because like even like we've talked. I think we talked last episode or the episode before that, but like the hat community is like crazy. So like I can see like some of your like hats like reselling for a crazy amount.
And I'm really excited also because just working with New Era, like when we started the brand, like we always wanted to make a hat, and I was like, well, I don't want to make a hat until it's a New Era hat. Like I don't want a hat unless it's New Era.
It's New Era.
And I remember for years and years, like folks being like, well, kind of like. Good luck with that. Good luck.
Funny.
Like it's very difficult to get that green light to get a New Era account. And so again, like I just think if you were coming up like in the, you know, early 2000s as like a girly who collected sneakers, who knew how to like fold her brim, like where I know y'all were talking about it. But if you even know about those things, then you know like how iconic a New Era cap is.
Yeah,
you know?
it is.
And as a sports fan, you know what that is. And so to be able to work with them, and then now we actually are gonna have our first drop. So like we had a Dodgers BD New Era hat, but now we'll just have our own hats. That are just like straight branded our way. And even that's a really big deal for us personally.
And especially for like a women's brand, because hats, are mostly associated with men typically, like the baseball cap.
But I think just New Era's smart to like diversify that and like put some women in the driver's seat to like create designs for women, because I think you just see so many girls like rocking hats, like, and I think Rihanna has actually been like really at the forefront of
I love when she does that.
I feel like she always does like a fitted and like a long coat
and heels. Oh, chef's kiss.
Yes.
Like when she do the New York hat and like that type of look, and like you've done it a few times with like the heel boots and the New York, and I love that look with like the hat and like, but make it sexy. Cute. I'm taking my I'm going to Tokyo for the Dodger games. I'm taking my Belladonna hat to wear.
Aww.
Yeah, wear your heels with it too.
Not to the game.
Oh, not to the game. Not to the
game.
No. Don't be those girls.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I might die. No. But we'll get into more questions with you, like a few minutes maybe. But do we want to do weekly catch up?
Yeah, we can do a little catch up because we were just talking about the Dodgers, and like you said, you're going to be in Tokyo.
I'm going to Tokyo. By the time this airs, I'll be in Tokyo
for their what is it?
It's like the beginning of the MLB season. It's kicking off in Tokyo against the Cubs. There's 2 preseason games over the weekend, and I'll be going to the Dodger one then. I won't go to the Cubs games because those tickets went out so quick. Those were so hard to get.
But MLB just did a collab with Murakami, Fanatics, Dodgers and Cubs.
Yeah.
And also with Complex. So they dropped it exclusively through Complex as well. So they just did a whole collab this past weekend. I had went to the pop-up here in LA, and I feel like that's the only pop-up store that they have, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there was only LA and Tokyo. Because a lot of people were upset that there wasn't any Chicago because Cubs are Chicago.
Yes.
So it's like people were like, why wouldn't you do a pop-up in Chicago too, just Tokyo and LA? And I was like, oh yeah, that is kind of weird.
I didn't think about that.
Poor Cubs fans.
So popped in there, and the line to get in was absolutely ridiculous.
People camped out.
I heard that the line was, so it was on Fairfax, excuse me. It was on Fairfax, next to where the old Supreme store
I was going to say by the old Supreme, okay.
Or was it? No, it was next to it, yeah. The line went past Beverly, and I heard it was like another block over, which is insane. But I'm also not surprised because it's Dodgers. You're dropping a Dodgers thing in LA, okay, and it's Murakami on top of it.
They just won the World Series.
And they just,
like
come on
everyone
now.
wants the Dodger stuff. Everyone's a fan right now.
Yeah. I also was talking to my friend that works there. Shout out to Bucks. That's my guy. He was telling me that like the collaboration started because I also didn't know that there were. Actually, baseball is not my thing, okay? Let me just start with that, because I didn't know. I'm a Dodgers girl, obviously, because LA, right? But I didn't know that the collaboration started because there are also some Japanese players on the Cubs who are friends with Murakami. Oh. And so they were like, let's do this collab. But then also because they were playing the Dodgers, and obviously we have
Ohtani, Tokyo.
Yeah, so that became a thing. But then I think they realized that they couldn't just have like Ohtani jerseys and stuff, so they had to throw in like the other.
I was really sad there wasn't a Kike jersey. I was really sad about that.
Yeah, so I didn't know that it started because of the Cubs. And
I didn't know that either.
A lot of people like the Cubs stuff more than the Dodgers thing.
The Cubs stuff was really cute because I think it had the different flowers.
The different
rather than
flowers,
the Dodgers had the Sakura flower on it.
Yes,
so. But I feel like it makes sense to do that like flower because it's about to be cherry blossom season out there, and as well as Louis Vuitton is about to drop the Murakami Sakura.
That makes weeks. A lot of sense. Oh yeah,
so I'm like, it's all coming out at the same time because it's cherry blossom season.
Bam. But yeah, so picked up some stuff. I got the jersey that didn't have any player's name on it, even though I really wanted the Mookie jersey. But like, $250 was crazy for me right now. But I did get one of the jerseys, and I got a hoodie and a
What
hat.
hoodie did you get?
I got the black hoodie.
That just has like the Dodgers?
Yeah, the LA. Because I saw that it was like a Complex exclusive. Okay. So I was like, all right, let me just pick this one up.
Yeah, because there was something. Because I went to Top of the Park at Dodger Stadium.
You know what's also annoying? Let me just say this. Like, I know you're like not being a gatekeeper, but I saw you go there and I really felt like I was like, because my office isn't far. And I was like, oh, like, I'll just
you
go.
You should have called me.
I'll just go a little bit later. And
I was texting Matt and Alyssa, like, do you guys want anything?
I'm like, did she just make a reel about this? Do you posted something where you're like, there's a lot left?
Yeah, I posted a story and I was like, oh, there's a lot of I was on my way out the door, so I was like, hey guys, there's product here.
So nice.
By the way,
I got my shit.
You should have texted me because like
no.
I literally the minute I was like checking out, I had like a homegirl like, can you please get me a hat? And I ran to get her a hat really quick, and then I asked Alyssa and Nat, I was like, do you guys want a hat or anything? They have product here.
I'm not in that group chat.
I should have I'm sorry, La. I didn't even think about it.
No, it's okay. But what I think is interesting is when you were there a lot of people there?
There was a good amount of, okay, so I went to Top of the Park Friday morning because I follow Top of the Park Dodger page, and they, like when your stuff releases stuff, they'll open Top of the Park and release stuff like on non-game days, and you can just drive up there. You don't have to pay for parking. You go right up there to the store. So that morning,
we'll delete this whole part.
Gatekeeping. Honestly, you can. But and people didn't know.
No, so, I feel like kind of that, like it's slept on, and I honestly felt like I didn't only just see your post, but I saw like multiple where people were like, go here.
People were making TikToks. People were making TikToks about it, and that's when I had seen people started blowing it up. Saturday morning, it was a wrap.
Yeah. So when I went on Saturday, it was insanity.
The line was long. But I seen somebody post it.
Yeah, it was a really long line, but I feel like it's kind of always was like a good, like best kept secret.
Yeah. I'm hoping people will like.
I think because more people knew about the Complex one, so that was getting.
So that's why the line was so long, and that product sold out. And then the fact that people like lined up and everything. The only thing that Top of the Park didn't have was like the accessories and the Complex exclusive things. Yeah. So they had all the hats, they had the shirts, the jerseys, and all that stuff. But they just didn't have like the cutie accessories, which was fine. I got lucky. I got some stuff on Complex and Fanatics that morning. I did get the Mookie jersey. But I will say that the hats were the same price as Complex, but the jerseys had a $40 to $80 markup because you know the blank jersey without the name. It was what, $210?
$210, yeah.
$210. It was $290 at the store because my homeboy got one and it was the blank. Because I sent him the picture of the paper with all the prices he sent me. Yeah. Because I had noticed when I was there that the jerseys were $290 and the player jerseys were $250 at Complex. And I was like, yo, there's a $40 markup here. And
that's crazy.
I had been talking, I was like texting Skate, like the prices. He's like, I knew the park was going to charge more because sometimes they do. But the hats were the same price. I think the shirts had a $5 markup. Okay. So I had a homie that went the next day after I had, posted Top of the Park. He went Saturday and he got the one and he's like, yo, this one's $290 still. Like, and that was a $80 like 80 something markup. I was like, that's crazy. No. But it was when I had went there. Luckily, there was little to no people. There was people. It was busy. We were all there. The workers were like, "What size do you need?" Because they didn't want people shuffling stuff around. But there was a plethora of items, and it was probably like a 15-20 minute wait in the line to check out. Yeah. So that was the longest part.
As of this recording, I saw today that they posted like either they got more inventory in or they like pulled more out and like put it on the floor. So there's
stuff. Yeah, they posted a few T-shirts and some. I seen like the Mookie, Freeman, and I forgot what other jersey they still had.
And honestly, guys, just follow the Instagram because
literally
they post so much over there. So if you're a Dodger fan, if you love their merch, like just follow. Top of the Park, and I think it's like Dodgers Top of the Park.
Yeah,
you guys can put
like
it in.
That. Yeah. But yeah, that was a good find, and like I was like, cool. I had Manny had.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
he was like,
he had the hat that I wanted the black dad hat.
Yeah, they had him. I should have sent you something too.
Yeah, I was just.
But I didn't know. Yeah,
I settled for the blue hat.
She was at Complex, so
we're texting each other
while we're both at the separate places. I'm like,
what are we getting?
But it just like, it worked out. And then, Manny had replied to my story about the fitted. And I said, well, they have all the fitted sizes. He's like, I'm in the car on my way. I was like, hurry up. Because when I was leaving, people were starting to pull in the parking lot.
Okay.
But it was, top of the park was where it's at. I got lucky.
I even went back on Sunday because I went to Brooklyn Projects because they were doing the raffle for the SB4s. And then I popped in to see my homie Bucks there just to chop it up with him and stuff. And they still had like some t-shirts left, a couple of hoodies, but like extra large, 2XLs. And then they had a few, I think only like the black snapbacks left. So I grabbed another snapback and I grabbed the Mookie t-shirt since they were so obviously sold out of the jerseys and stuff. So.
And the crazy part is, I actually made friends with this guy in line who's going to Tokyo as well for this series. And he ended up being a season pass holder. And he's like, here, just come out and check out with me. So I got 30% off.
How you barely putting that part in?
Yeah. That's what I was trying to gatekeep.
Right, that's the gatekeep.
That's the real gatekeep.
You like go to see who she's like recently followed on Instagram and become friends with him.
We actually didn't end up following each other. I think his name was Ray or something. He was like,
that's really cool. That was really nice.
No, but he wasn't like older or anything like that. He was older. Like he wasn't like a young dude. Like he was just like a nice dude. He had a bunch of stuff. We just ended up like chopping it up. And he's like, I'm going to Tokyo. I'm really excited. I said, oh shit, I'll be there too. And like, he's like, we just talked. He's like, are you season ticket holder? I said, no, I'm not that committed yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not that committed to season tickets yet. Yeah. You know, maybe when I'm a little bit older or something. But, and then we were about to check out. He's like, come to the register with me. And I was like, what? Okay. The fuck? But 30% off?
That's nice. I didn't know.
Yeah, I know that's really cool.
And I was like, damn, I wish I would have known sooner. I would have got the Mookie jersey there.
But you got shit online too.
Yeah, I got shit online. So I'm blessed either way. That was awesome experience. But moving on.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Yeah.
Shout out Dodgers, Dodger girl.
Yeah, shout out the fucking Dodgers. I cannot wait for this weekend. I can't wait to come back and tell you guys all about it.
What else has happened though? What else happened this week?
I was going to talk about it in next week's episode tomorrow, but I'll talk about it now. I am doing the Nike 13.1 half marathon coming up in June.
It's a women's run, right?
It's a women's run. You want to sign up, Lala?
Girl. I was like, Nike, sign us up for anything except the run. Like,
on this for everything
Nike.
but the running.
No, honestly, I feel like we would need a little bit more ramp up time. Like I don't.
It's right
I'm
around
just
the corner.
Not a runner. Like I'll lift weights. I will lunge,
Pilates,
squat,
yep.
all of the things. I'll lift heavy. I'm just not a runner.
Same. I hate it. I've been training for about 2. I signed up for this in January. They didn't send out like acceptance things until like last week.
How did you get accepted? Did you have
it
to
was like a raffle.
Put your running time?
No, they did. They asked like, when do you think like you'll finish? So I was like, hopefully 2 hours and 15 minutes if I can keep a 10-minute pace. But I'm really excited. It's actually like it's called Nike After Dark Tour, and they're doing several cities around the world. And I'm really upset though because Mexico, CDMX gets to do a freaking, I think a 10K, which is like not even. I think it's either like a 10K or something like that. And I was like
6 miles, right?
Yeah, I was like,
I'm like, you're always in the gym, like you got this.
But 13 miles is a lot.
What did you do last year?
I did it was a 5K for a run day, and I was like, I just went out there and ran it, and I actually did a pretty good time. I think it was like 35 minutes. I'm not a fast runner, okay? I know that. I'm trying to do endurance. If I can do a 10-minute mile, I'm happy. I'm averaging about 11 and a half minutes right now, which isn't horrible, but like not the fastest. And
I would do like Nike Sprint. Like I sprint.
I run 100 meters.
Like I like short, fast distances.
I'll do a 1 mile.
I won't even do that. I will do 100 meters.
I see people out here running 7-minute miles, and I'm like, what the fuck are you on?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the city because I see so many of the homegirls are
posting
participating.
Yeah.
So I think we will be there to cheer you on. We'll be at the finish line with our little signs. We'll
but today I was thinking about it, and I was like, they better have porta potties along the route.
They will.
Because I'm not trying to shit in a bush like Jarek.
First of all, it's not that long.
But like knowing me, I'll just get nervous and be like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay, because keep in mind, like, come on, Papa.
Is that on camera?
I hope so.
I don't know.
That was so cute.
It was really cute.
Come on, Tinky butt.
He's embarrassed.
Look at that tail wagging. Oh,
You were just trying so hard.
It happens. I don't know if you could see it, but he couldn't get on. He tried to get on the couch.
He jumped and bounced off
Yeah,
it.
He does that a lot.
Oh my god.
He's honestly really funny. No, I was putting on his little thing to take him out, and he did this flip and rolled down the stair. I was like, oh.
You're jealous. Don't be jealous.
It's okay, Fritz. Anyways, I am doing the 13.1, and Nike is actually getting Doechii to perform at the end of the run.
That will get you to the end. That'll get you to the end.
Huge Doechii concert at the end of the run. So we're gonna do a little rundown, some quick sneaker news, and we want to get into the conversation with Lala because there's a lot to talk about.
Guys, we've been talking already for like an hour.
I know. That's why I'm like, oh my God, okay. We'll try to do it like hour and a half. Okay, we're already at like almost 40 minutes. Okay, so it's Bad Bunny's birthday. He has some new ballerina shoes coming out. Have you guys seen? They're not like real ballerina, but they're like
like silhouette is called.
I kind of like them, yeah.
Huh.
Are they like a slip-on with like
they
a
look
tie-up
like
your ankle?
not like a tie-up ankle. It's more like the shape of the shoe. I feel like.
The silhouette.
Okay.
Where is it at?
Is it on his page? Did he post it?
No, he don't be posting that type of stuff. He do be promoting it, but not really like that. Where did I just see it?
I guess.
God damn it. Was it on Complex Sneakers? Probably. I hate when I be seeing stuff and then it's just not here. I'm like, okay.
And then you go to the page and it's just all the jumble of everything.
Yeah, like I seen it
hard to
perfectly
find
the other day.
Check. Dang, I can't even. Nice Kicks, maybe. Are they even still blogging like that?
Okay, hold on, because it's yellow.
Oh,
they have another color, but the yellow one's really cute. But I had just seen it today because it's been
sneaker news then.
So annoying. I know I could probably just Google it, but
It's Bad Bunny ballerina slipper.
Yeah, it's like a Bad Bunny ballerina.
And it's yellow.
I'm surprised you don't have them tattooed on you already.
I know.
Logo or something.
She loves her man.
All of a sudden, this is not popping up. Like, what's up with that?
Oh, I see them.
Oh, right here. Okay.
It's that one.
Yeah. But you see how like the shape, and a lot of people have actually like said they really like these
soccer shoes.
Yeah, it's just like this style of shoe, the extra flat shoe is like really trending right now. I've noticed this
like shoes that are so narrow.
Yeah,
like, it's like
very
super skinny.
Yeah.
And it says Benito on it. That's cute.
Are you getting them?
I don't know. I think I might. It comes out this month, $3.29 at the end of the month. Somebody said, I'm so confused why the hood ain't fucking with these.
What hood?
Joe's
that's fucking oneness. Dead. But I just was gonna talk about that since it was his birthday.
Did we ever talk about the union stuff?
We haven't
even talked. Oh my god!
I know. We actually let's
go through. No,
should we save it?
Like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna go through this quick
because obviously the unions dropped, and I feel like we just didn't really talk too much about it, other than the fact that we got them when we were before we went to All-Star Weekend. But we hopped in the line when they did their in-store raffle, and we got to interview some folks. It was really nice being out there, like on the ground with the community. Like there was a lot of people there. A lot of the homies popped up. It was just good seeing like people I haven't really seen in a long time. And
the block was hot.
The block was freaking hot because not only that, but Undefeated dropped their Spiridon, their first Spiridon collection, the first Spiridon in their collection.
That was super limited.
That was limited to like 1,000 pairs. Allegedly. We also got parts in those, and then shout out to Gio because Gio was also there. Trophies was there. Flipping burgers, as always.
Yeah. But the union line was fun. We got to interview Chris.
We did get to interview Chris.
That was really good content.
Yeah.
So hopefully
it was good talking to him. Yeah.
Hopefully, future guest. Who knows? We'll see.
He might be on the couch.
But that was really fun. Yeah, we didn't really get to talk about the union stuff. And I also won the union raffle. Didn't see the email until Thursday because I was thinking it was that union thing, and I never purchased the shoes. So whatever. But I got the shoes. So
Sames. Chris had also mentioned that fourth colorway, the UNC ones, are not coming out. So we're not getting that at all. It's just a sample pair. Excuse me. But allegedly or rumored to be that there's a Union fragment. Was it a low?
I don't know. It looked like, was it a low? I thought it was a high. No?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking something else then.
I don't know. But you know how these pictures be coming out.
Yeah. So there's supposedly another Union coming out maybe later on this year since everyone's talking about it right now. But
yeah.
We'll see about that. But yes, that was a quick rundown.
That was, sorry. Yeah, we want to like run through it, but there's just a lot.
Yeah.
Nike SB4s, the Navy, does that have a specific name? Navy, yeah. They're coming out next week. After this episode drops, like I think in the middle. So raffles are going on right now, like Janelle said. Beautiful shoe. Need to get my hands on it.
Need it, yeah. Especially because the green pair that I have is in a size 6.5.
That's what I thought.
I still need a size swap. So I'm hoping to get these in a 6.
Do you wear 4s, Jordan 4s still?
I have Jordan 4s from like from like freshman year of high school till maybe like, the last pair that I got was maybe like a women's Valentine's Day drop that was like burgundy years ago. Yeah. But I like my feet have never changed sizes, and so I can still wear them. I think we were talking about it earlier. Like I came from like the school of like you clean your shoes and you put them away, and like.
You make them last.
Like coming up, like you were lucky to get like one pair for school. So I know how to make my shit last, and it looks good. So I still have like sneakers from forever.
I love
But yeah, I even have like my very first pair of 4s.
Ooh.
From
love that. Yeah. We need to clip this picture.
I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, send us a picture and clip it in here. Yeah. The SB4s and like the newer 4s that they've been doing are like
padded.
They're like thick. And so they're like so comfy. It's so crazy because like 4s like kind of weren't always the comfiest in a sense.
The lining is not, it's pretty thin.
Yeah, so I'm loving that they're keeping this momentum going.
Yeah, same.
But in the talk of 4s, Nigel is currently on his rollout. I seen they did a thing in New York this weekend.
I've heard, real quick. So there was a lot of discourse on sneaker Twitter again about this this pop-up that he did. Supposedly it was for, there was a sneakers special release, like a reserve thing, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think they were promoting it as like a pop-up, but it was actually for the winners of that sneaker drop. Ooh. And then there was also friends and family there because Fabulous had pulled up.
I
and
seen
like
that
some
photo,
other celebrities and stuff pulled up. So it wasn't like an actual like to the public release, I believe. I think it was just people who won at the pop-up. So there was a lot of people on sneaker Twitter talking about not being able to get pairs and stuff because of that. But they didn't market it as just, if you won this thing. So people were just obviously pulling up to pull up. So
interesting.
That's what I believe.
Can I have my water?
Yeah.
Elena, it's hot in here.
It is. I know.
It's the light.
Janelle likes the heat, and it is hot.
But it is. Oh my God. I'm like,
she's like,
I'm never hot. I'm like, am I drunk? My hair's going to be curly by the end.
Here, let me turn the air on really quick. Just a light little breeze. I know. I'm hot in this fucking sweater.
The dogs are going to die. It's like this when Natalia comes over.
Oh no! When she stays the night, she fucks with my air conditioning.
I was just about to text her like, bitch, like it is 76 in here.
Turn the fucking dentist lights off. That's what she calls these. She's like, turn these fucking dentist lights off. The morning I woke up, I know we're recording. And Lala, I come down, I open all my blinds.
Oh my God.
Oh, she's a vampire.
She walked behind me and closed everything.
Oh my God, my boyfriend is like that all the time. As soon as I get downstairs, I'm like, open all these windows. Like, what? Get some natural light in here.
I like the daytime light.
Yeah, me too.
No, I don't mind the light. And I actually don't mind warm. But bitch,
it's the light.
It's a nice summer day.
I know. It got really hot earlier. I left the heater on accident. But I've been making my sourdough and it can't be cold in here.
So now we're to the real reason.
Oh my God.
My sourdough needs the water.
Bitch, give me some bread. Because I need some kind of reward.
Is it charging? Okay, there's a plug behind too if you need it. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, we seen the Nigel 4 going down.
Those should be dropping this
And
week.
also, we didn't really talk about was it a publicity stunt? The train heist?
I don't know, and I still feel like
it's giving publicity stunt. There was these Nigel 4s. They're
called brick by brick.
Yeah, brick by brick. They look like a brick color. They're nice. I mean, not my cup of tea per se, but they are nice.
He
they
grew
look
up
cool.
in New York. He grew up in Queens. So like it's to emulate like the brick in New York. You know, how it's.
But they said there was this huge train heist in Arizona that stole like millions of dollars worth of shoes or something like that.
In like January.
Yeah, like recently. Can you two not stretch right now?
They're hot,
and those shoes were in there. So like,
you don't know if it's fact or fiction
because it felt like, is this a publicity stunt?
Yeah, is this part of the rollout?
Is this is this supposed to feel the flame for the?
Yeah,
I don't know. But also the other big thing that dropped this week before we get into everything else with Lala, the Bape did a Crocs collab, and that shit sold out so quick. I was so sad.
Yeah.
By the time I was on there, like 8:05 out here, there was like my size was left in the pink, but I didn't want the pink. I want the green.
I want green or blue.
Green. No, the green is my favorite. I love the
that's
classic.
That's the one.
Yeah. I forgot the exact camo name because I know the brown.
Is it like a traditional Croc?
Yeah, it is.
Watch the ABC camo.
Yeah, and then
it's funny. I have one pair of Crocs.
Really?
Natalia's so mad at them because we were always such Croc haters.
You know, I thought
but girl, I have a handicapped dog.
She wears them.
Well,
she went home and my Crocs and wears them.
But the only pair I have is I have camel ones.
Yes, these are
mine are from like Dick's Sporting Goods.
And they come with a little gibbet.
Gibbets are so cute.
Look, I really garden.
They're dropping again at Crocs.
I have the injured dog. I need comfort.
I know, Snoopy.
Right.
No, I'm not.
I have too many Crocs.
I don't have a ton, but I have like a good little.
It's just we were really like anti-Crocs. Like,
I definitely was.
Pandemic, we were like,
I definitely was
so much shit. And so then but I was like, they're camo, like that's okay.
If
we're gonna do this, this is how you do it.
Yeah. So like my first pair of Crocs, my homegirl got me, Fab got me during the pandemic, and she charted it out and made them look all cute. Aww. And they were like the black and white swirly ones, so they were really cute the way she.
I know what you're talking about.
That got me into Crocs, and those are the ones Nat took home.
Well,
which I told her to take home because she was drunk and didn't want to wear her boots. I was like, just take my Crocs, it's okay. And she's like, I like these. And I probably have her on the ring camera with the Crocs on.
That's funny.
That is so funny.
The Balenciaga ones I always thought were kind of cute too.
Yeah,
like,
with the chain. They did like a chain and like they were thick. No,
they were like the platform.
Yeah, they were
little shorties.
Kind of cute.
Yes,
your little short friends. they need the platforms.
No, when I went
to I
went to the Nike thing and I couldn't find Leah, and then she's with P, and I was like, all you motherfuckers are short. I can't see any of you in line. I'm like, I know we're kind of tall, but I'm like, I'm not that tall. Like,
how tall are you?
I'm just over 5'6". Like, I'm not even quite 5'7".
So Nat and I are 5'9".
Yeah, like I'm like literally probably with shoes. I'm definitely 5'7", but I'm like I'm not a giant. I have
everyone's just
friends.
shorter. Yeah, everyone's just shorter than you. So
like, you just
makes
have
you
like
look taller.
I feel like you have like tall girl energy, but it's because of all the body yada yada. Yeah. You just bring it all.
I know, because you're not like, you give tall, but you're not like super tall.
About you.
But I'm talking about you too.
I don't feel tall at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not short.
Average as fuck.
But like, you give tall, but you're not.
It's the legs.
It's the legs.
It's the legs.
I love it.
The legs are just long. Yeah.
Otherwise.
Anyways.
Okay, Lala. Let the people know who you are, what you do.
They're like, all this talking.
My ADHD's been really active lately.
My name is Lala Romero. I am the co-founder of Belladonna, SweetStreet Cosmetics, which is a cosmetic brand for the ladies. I throw a monthly party with two of my really close friends that Elena's always at.
I talk about it like every month
in the front of the stage. But it's a really fun party here in Los Angeles. It's called Scam and Jam. The format is, if you can play it in a lowrider, you can play it in the party. We've been throwing a party month after month for 8 years.
Holy shit.
And then I'm getting ready to launch like a media company in about a month and a half. because I just like at the heart of everything I do, I love storytelling.
Yeah.
So whether it's apparel, whether it's a party, whether it's through like makeup, content, whether it's through beauty, right? Mm-hmm. I just love storytelling.
I love you saying that because we talk about like often with, I know we're going to get into like, you know, I know you love your sneakers and stuff too, an old time collector, but like we've often talked about how sneakers tell stories and that we resonate with that a lot more and how much we love that. And it really shows with everything you've done with Belladonna and SweetStreet and Scam and like your guys' productions and your photo shoots and the stories that they tell through all of that. Like it's never just anything like, in front of a white screen and like, here's the outfit.
No, it's crazy. Like the first iteration of my career was I was an artist. I was a singer. Yes, and I was doing like, it was kind of like in the MTV3 and like Mundos era, which was like kind of like the end of the MySpace era. Yeah. So I'd say like, I don't know, like 2007, 2008, like is kind of when things were going on with music. But like, I liked writing songs. I liked shooting the videos. I didn't really like being an artist. I didn't necessarily like being in front of the camera. I like putting the stories together and like the songwriting. So when Nat and I we met on Twitter.
So funny.
I actually asked her, I'm like, am I allowed to tell this whole story in its true entirety? But we met in like 2010 or 2011 on Twitter. She was going through a crazy breakup. And I think like we're really kind of like yin and yang in terms of like our energy and our personalities. Like she put it all out there. I knew
she still does.
I met her, but I knew everything that this man had done. But she also had Honeybee at the same time. So I could see her creativity. I think like, you know, she was always like posting like links to music. I could see the kind of music she liked. She would post her sneakers. We just had so much in common. But I also admired how she was so unapologetic and so like.
And she still is.
Yeah, she really is. And she just like. She doesn't care. She doesn't care what people think. I admire that so much.
Same, because I'm in my head all day.
No, likewise. And so I was like shooting a music video or something and I just slid into her DMs and like invited her to my birthday party. It was like the romance was like short and quick. Like I slid in her DMs and I promise she moved in with me like 3-4 months later. Like we started working together and then we launched the brand. But yeah, so I kind of done a little bit of everything from like nowadays, like, you know, kind of like running the brands, the creative direction for the brands and like consult for other brands to kind of help them understand like women and culture a little bit better if they're struggling. Yeah. Which a lot are.
I was about to say, a lot do.
Which is why this podcast exists.
I really love I mean, we talked about it a lot already, the Dodger collab, but I love the love letter to LA that was like told in that campaign. Was it Jessica that wrote it or who was it that?
So the actual like treatment for the video I wrote with like City James.
Okay.
So I usually like I start with like the concept and then like kind of get all the ideas down and then I pass it to like Nat or to James, to City. And so yeah, he and I wrote the poem and then we had like our homegirl, Alex G, just like say it.
Yes.
But I think like when we get projects like that, it's just really fun for me. Like I'm the type of creative is like, I like to see it go from like inception of like product all the way through execution of like the marketing. And I think the most fun part is always just figuring out how we can really tie it back to real people. Everyone you saw in that piece, in that film is a true Dodger fan through and through. Like we really went and just like, you know, cause I knew the collab was happening for like maybe like 1.5 years, 2 years before it happened. So I would just watch like who's going hard, like who's going to the games, like in our following and with our customers. And so that's actually the most fun part of it all is just connecting it back to like the actual community.
Yeah.
And that's important. I feel like a lot of brands miss that sometimes. They're not like tied into like the culture or like the community of things. And we see it all the time in sneakers too. Yeah.
I think folks are trying more now, you know what I mean? And whether they like miss the mark or not, or they're like emulating like that community energy. Yeah. But I think you can always feel when something's real. Yeah. You know, and like you just know, like,
yeah, absolutely. I think it shows in like everything you guys do is like so deeply rooted within LA and like your heritage. And I love it. Like, I love your guys' brand. Like, it's so cute. Like, I support it so much. And it's so funny because, like, I supported you guys before I even knew you guys like that. And I think knowing you guys makes it like even better.
You're supporting your friends.
It's that, yeah. Like, I think it's
really
awesome.
means a lot to us. Like, it really does, because of course, like, you could just pull up and like get some shit.
Yeah,
but then I'm always like, how, like, she ordered that because I didn't give it to her.
I got it. I do. Ivani, like, I forgot what sale it was. She's like, Elaina, you were the first to order that day. I said, girl, I was waiting for that sale.
For like an app sale or something.
It was. I was like, I was waiting.
Funny.
No, but that really means a lot to us. And I think for like anyone listening, like, if you can, support your friends.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're like just launching said project or said brand. Like, it really, that support really goes like very, very, very far, I think, like energetically and financially.
How was then the early days of Belladonna? Were you still an artist then too?
Yeah,
doing
for like a
both at
little
the same
bit. To be
time?
honest, like, when we launched the brand, we just felt like, you know, and whenever when I talk about like the origin story of the brand, I always want to shout out like Mr. Cartoon and Esteban Oriol.
Yes, I wanted to ask about that. Nat told me to ask.
Yeah, because when I think of just like what existed before us kind of in that Chicano space, and I think when you think of how big Joker brand actually did it, all the way from like, like the sidekick T-Mobile that Mr. Cartoon had, so like all of his Nike drops, it was very, very, very inspirational, because sometimes when you grow up in a neighborhood that doesn't get that light and that love, or you grow up somewhere and it's always like only depicted one way in the media as scary or like negative, to see someone do something so beautiful and on such a big stage, even when he did like all the stuff for like the Clippers artwork for like the jerseys and like on the court, it really is kind of like this really dope beacon of light for everyone. And so those guys really inspired us a lot. Like, they were this like dynamic duo. They had this warehouse. They had their lowriders. That's all, like, that's what we wanted. But we also knew that there was this kind of like wide open space for women's storytelling. Yeah. A lot of Chicano culture has historically been told through the lens of men. And it still kind of is. Like, like, I know that it feels like we exist in this space, but like, even when I go to pull up like, I don't know, like inspiration from the past, or look at like decades and decades worth of artwork, it's typically through a male lens. And so I think that's also just been something fun and really important that we've been trying to do, is just show you what things look like for the ladies who come from, you know, a neighborhood like ours.
Yeah.
Because then years later, someone's going to be looking at stuff and then come across your guys' thing.
Yeah, and they are going to dream bigger. And know they can do like more than they're going to get all teams. They're going to get, you know, all MLB.
All MLB. That representation is so important, because I know like within that MLB collab, like I think you guys had said they hadn't worked with any Latino women or like women in general.
I don't want to quote it exactly, but I'm pretty sure
something
like with Dodgers, we were the first like women collaboration, like in that way where it was like in stadium and like drop, you know what I mean?
A woman-owned brand.
Yeah. Like something to that. But yeah, I feel like I've done this in a few other episodes, and not to like bring the comparison, but I know Nat, when she was on here, had mentioned you know, coming up at the same time as Born and Raised. And I think it's interesting to see the opportunities for them as men, and, you know, landing a Nike deal and a shoe, like obviously before, not saying that you guys should have gotten one first at all, but like, you know, you're seeing that recognition in that brand that represents like the male version of like what you guys are doing essentially. And it's like, why hasn't Nike or Jordan tapped into, or you know, Belladonna
for that matter?
Yeah.
I think like, I also think something that's like really challenging, and I don't know how much you guys know about this, but I think like a lot of times when it's these licensed deals and these really big major brand collabs, they have to know that you're a true business. Yeah. You know what I mean? That you're not like a hobby, or like you have like a P&L and financials, and you have good credit, and you have like all of these things. And not to say that they, like, no one should ever operate from the assumption that like women don't. Yeah. But I think sometimes like just women maybe aren't taken as seriously, especially like in the streetwear sector, where they understand that like there's dollars in and dollars out, that there's big revenue there, that women do show up and shop. And I think that's why, again, like Dodgers and MLB coming to the table with New Era and giving us that opportunity, we were able, I knew first time out was going to be a show and prove.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it is.
Yeah. You know what? It was because they're taking a financial risk. They're buying inventory too. Yeah. And so like, yes, like Jordan Brand and Nike, holler at your girls. Yes.
But we know y'all are listening.
Come on now. Well, would you care if it was anyone else? Adidas, New Balance, Asics, because like those are popping right now too.
I know, but
I think it's gonna go back on what you said about New Era. If it's not, and it's not that those other brands aren't worthy, but it's something that you want in your heart, and it resides with you.
And I think like it's not that other opportunities maybe haven't popped up for us. It's also knowing what you're kind of like, you know, like your hoop dream is, and like knowing what you're shooting for. And I think just authentic wise, I've worn maybe a New Balance once. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's not knocking that. But I think but like, it's they know it too. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think like also I think that like we're kind of like head down grinding. Like I don't post a lot. Like I don't even know like what people know about my sneaker collection. Or
I feel like a lot of people don't know.
Like if I were to like do a sneaker like a closet tour or like any of my like weird collections, and I know like you have a ton too. But I think like it's just hard when you're not putting that out a lot. Like brands don't know because you're not marketing yourself that way.
Absolutely.
They're not seeing it, so how are they supposed to?
Yeah, but it was always like even my intention, like when I've shot the brand and like when I'm like, you know, styling the girls for the shoots, like we always ask people to pull up in their regular gear. Like I want to shoot a girl, I want her to come pick the pieces like from my brand that resonate with her style, but I always ask her to bring her sneakers, right? And
bring their own socks.
Bring their own socks.
Yeah. No, even I provide socks because I'm very particular about socks in shoots. But I want them to bring their stuff, but I've also tried to be like cognizant of like making sure like Jordans were front and center and not just like ones. And you know what I mean? To show that like we have knowledge and like understand some of the history of sneakers, and just I think bigger picture, like what sneaker culture has meant to the hood.
That's a whole different culture in sneakers.
I was literally thinking about this earlier today, like the subset of sneaker culture within like bigger cultures, you know, like within the Black and brown communities.
Yeah, and I think actually I had asked you guys if you had watched the Complex Conversation with Aria and Dapper Dan and like it was a really important conversation, but Dapper Dan's always been a really big inspiration to Nat and I.
Yeah, he has. She talks about him often.
Yeah, like he really has been. But I think when you just think about neighborhoods and like showing out your fly when you only have one or two pairs of sneakers, or like getting a full-time job in high school like I did to make sure I could get every drop, like it's not just about the fly. There's just so many things that you learn from collecting sneakers, how to take care of your shit, how to hustle for it.
Exactly. I was about to say that,
maybe if there was no Jordan Brand, there wouldn't be our brand. It taught us a lot about like drop schedules and like, you know, like there's just so much to learn from it. But I think that like, overall, of course we love a sneaker.
I feel like I know the answer already, but like, what is the silhouette then?
If
you got a Jordan, what would be the silhouette? But if you got a Nike, what would be the silhouette?
It's so tricky because I want to like selfishly, like I would love like a 3 or an 11, like something that might not like.
That's why me and Lala are like
for like the entire like audience, but I know my girls would probably like want a 1. Yeah, you know.
But honestly, that would be cool for you to do something that felt real for you, because that would bring more women into different silhouettes other than
because I love threes. We love threes.
We love threes. So I don't want to say that they are slept on, but like
I feel like a right now moment, like especially like for women, I feel like threes are a little underrated at the moment. I feel like 2010s era, they really were like that girl, and they still are. But I feel like in this moment, threes are, I'm not gonna say niche at all, because there's been a lot of like GR threes and the Amam and Yays, but I don't feel like it's very tapped into.
It's just been a big ones push. That's really what it is.
And I'm not mad at it because I love ones.
You know, but
Nike Cortez, where you at?
Nike Cortez. I feel like it would, and I think I've said this several times in the pod, and Nike listen the fuck up. They absolutely deserve a Cortez. I mean, it's through and through. It's so nostalgic to Los Angeles. I mean, when you look at Kendrick Lamar and Cortez Kenny and the Cortezes he dropped and like what that shoe means to the community and style and like, yes. And especially like within Chicano culture out here and like how Cortez is.
Which is crazy. They really haven't had anyone from the Chicano culture to drop a Cortez collab.
Yeah, not for a while. I know Mr. Cartoon.
Yeah, he did. Skate has the Mr. Cartoon Cortez.
Yeah, I have mine still too. Like I really wore them. So mine are like definitely worn.
I think he has like the ones, I forgot which ones he has, but he had these one brown ones that were like, looked like they were kind of like lasered in a sense.
Yeah,
and it was
there's even ones earlier.
Yeah, he has like earlier ones.
Blue.
But also like, because I have a few Dodger Cortezes. Love those. Obsessed.
With the LA on the back. Got
That's kind of how the Mr. Cartoon ones looked too, like when I was coming up. But I think that I don't know, maybe like there hasn't been like a bigger push with the like Chicano affiliation with this sneaker, because like maybe at some point they were like, it's too gang affiliated, or like they were kind of, I don't know, I can't speak for them, but again, like
that makes sense.
I think that especially for the way the culture, like Chicano culture, has put on for that sneaker, like decade after decade. There's something just really special there, and there's like a synergy there, and of course we would love to like
love me a Cortez.
We already have a design.
I was really about to ask, is something already mocked up?
No, I'm not playing.
It's got to be mocked up already. Yeah,
somebody
in case someone.
No,
here it is.
Say less. Email
airdrop. I feel like that would be an amazing shoe, and like even if it was just something more regional, you know, for the city of LA, I think it would still be like a beautiful. They do, and I think it would still be a beautiful moment and something well deserving, because you guys have put in the work. And
I just think overall, like bigger than here and like our direct community, like I feel like the Cortez is just slept on.
Yeah, and no, I agree. Yeah. I feel like not a lot of people can like style Cortez, number one, and a lot of people don't really buy them like that. But they haven't. When was the last time they really put out a Cortez? I mean, Union did those weird Cortezes.
Gumps are always.
I try to get those when they come around.
I feel like there's definitely like a push to like the fashion girlies, because sometimes like when I'm just perusing Net-a-Porter or like some like, you know, some like fashion space, like I see them getting like, there's like suede drops.
We were just talking about suede ones, remember?
There was some suede ones.
They're like where I do see them, and I see them in spaces that I think are really interesting, like that shopping platform, which I'm like, they're like, it's definitely for,
I've never heard of that shopping platform.
This is
I want to know.
This is giving top of the park.
It's like it has like higher end stuff, like you know, not that. Kind of like a Dover Street market, but like a little different.
It's very like aspirational, and like in terms of like I like some things that are like one of ones and like diamonds and shit like that. But also like, but it's what I'm saying. Like the reason I'm saying it's a little slept on is because if you are a sneaker collector, not like even the muses. Like where I'm like they'll sell them there and they'll be sold out there because it's like a certain type of girly
that's shopping on there.
Yes, but I'll also notice that like the bigger sizes will always be gone
because of the
right away, because some of y'all boys know what's up.
Sounds about right.
Typical.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so one of the things I had in here, because you talk about like early sneaker collecting. What was that like? Do you remember like what was the first pair of shoes you bought yourself?
Honestly, probably the first pair of shoes that I ever bought myself were at this place called LA Sneakers, but it was in the San Fernando Valley on Van Nuys and Van Owen in Van Nuys. And it was like this little hole in the wall sneaker shop, like in the hood, like where the dude had Nike account and like a Jordan account. And like it was one of those places where if you came in often enough, you made friends with him. He put your size like in the back. And I remember even like when I had already gone away to college, like he would still save shoes for me, and I would still come and I'd still get them. So I was really upset actually when they lost the account, because I knew it would hurt
them as
a whole. Like as a whole, like that's what the business was built on. And I understand like like also from like the Jordan perspective, I think it's like when some of like the what are they, like House of Hoops, like it was kind of moving to more when that was popping up, and they were probably getting like more selective,
smaller
but
shops.
But honestly, like, or I would like shop at like Sporty LA.
Yeah.
Like where they would get like, sometimes there'd be like a sample. But I was really like a Cortez girl. But the thing that I remember buying was, and you guys will remember the name. It's escaping me now, but it was like the pack. And it had like the Celtics, the ones, and they were both in it.
We did the old
defining moment. Yeah. So like, I remember like,
I have that one.
Like, getting that pack was like a big deal for me.
Yeah.
But it just all feels like a blur now. I literally like would work in high school, like 11th grade, 12th grade, 40 hours a week at Macy's Northridge. Macy's Northridge, right there.
Okay.
I would take the bus to work a full-time ass job because I'm like the oldest of 5. Like my very young parents were like, "You want what?"
Man.
Like you need a job.
Yeah.
And that's why I said that it's like beyond like flyness. That like sneakers had taught me. It's like a lot about like hustle and you know tenacity, and you're gonna get it no matter what.
Honestly,
I talked about that with P the other week because she talked about that too when she started getting into shoes. She said she was working like 2 or 3 jobs after that. And even when I was in school trying to buy shoes, I was selling shit at school to get money.
To get what you needed to get.
Yeah, exactly. And I was actually putting shoes on layaway so that I could just keep on paying it down until I could actually afford to get them.
See, I was saving my money for weed in high school. So,
that's a hustle in itself too.
You know what? But I really wasn't like, I always talk about this, like I wasn't really deep into like sneakers like that in high school. I just wore Converse. Like I was a Chuck girl through and through, and like I wasn't really out here like doing releases like that. But where I was at, like Inland Center was the closest to me, and that was still like 30 minutes away. So it's like, how am I going to get to fucking San Bernardino?
Accessibility was not.
So it was like get like East Bay or like
we
like catalogs and stuff
definitely
like that.
did, but I was more into like skate shoes. So I was watching like CSS and shit. But the Nike outlet was like right next to me too. So like I would like pop in down there, and we had like a few other stores at the outlets. But yeah, I was definitely more of a stoner. In high school. So
where did you go to school at?
I went to Birmingham.
I went to Cleveland.
Oh, were you in the gifted magnet there?
I was not.
No. I was like, damn, she's
smart. The core is. When
I went away to college, when I went to Santa Barbara, like a lot of kids came from Cleveland from that magnet program, and I was like, fuck, they already like they knew everything. Like that's like a very intense.
Core is it's called Core, their magnet program, but it's very intense. It's like
they were look whatever that program is those kids were ready.
Some of my friends were in Core, and like I'm telling you, they're talking about like real issues. They're like, it was like above and beyond. I was like the one right below it called SAS. So it was just as heavy, but not as like excessive that Core was.
We went to kind of like neighboring high schools.
It's kind of crazy to think, this is so off topic, but like it's crazy to think like how intellectual we were supposed to be at 16, 17. Like,
it was crazy.
To prepare for the rest of our lives. And looking back on it now, it's like, I was not prepared for life at all. Like, not at all.
Girl, I'm still trying to prepare.
I just turned 36 and I'm like, yeah.
Maybe soon. We're getting there.
Just
maybe if I have a baby, it might like some sense will come to me.
There's a whole nother set of issues and problems in life.
But I love that. So like we did talk about like a little bit, do you keep, I can't remember what you said, like do you have like a storage unit with like
so I have some storage, and then I have a garage at my house now, so I have some sneakers there. It's really interesting. I feel like I finally like flipped to like this phase in my life where like I recently got a house.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
it's beautiful.
I just have like other like, or just even like wanting to like fund a new business. And so now I'm like, even I was like looking at all my sneakers before I came in, and I'm like, okay, like what do you do at this point? I remember my dad would be like, what are you gonna do with all these shoes? Like, well, I'm gonna like, they're an investment. Like one day.
No,
I get anxiety looking at my shoes sometimes.
I'm not there yet.
Just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
No, but I feel
what size are you?
an 8.
8 women?
8 men's.
8 men. Oh, shit. That's actually a really good size, though.
Because she's just like slightly taller than me because I'm a 7 men. So
yeah. But that's a good size because it's a good men's size.
Yeah.
Because it's little.
Because if anything.
It is. But like 8 is also like, I feel like not like a small group. I feel like
it is more.
I feel like for like younger men, it's a transitional size.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like it does sell out, but they don't stay in that size.
Yeah.
Like certain men do, but like not a lot of men stay at 8. So
I got your sneakers.
some men do.
Some men are definitely still at an 8.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
Oh
wait, continue though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Your stories we're talking about.
I'm dead. But yeah, it's a lot of shoes. So, but I love.
I was just saying that, like, it just is adulting. It's like I'm finally to that point, and so it's been so much fun to like reflect back, and then even like when like I catch myself like more in like the tia, like the auntie advice phase to like the younger girls who like come and shoot with the brand about like just what it was like when all these sneakers were not available, like where you couldn't just pull up and get it. You know, like it
was not like
well,
that.
Now you can, to be honest.
I mean, there wasn't like a StockX and a Go.
Yeah.
I mean, we had eBay, we had mom and pop shops.
You did, but you also
accessibility was different.
It was very
it was
different, and you
different.
couldn't necessarily like buy your way in.
Yeah,
in the same kind of way. Like you really honestly couldn't. You had to know somebody. You had to put in that time. You had to, you know.
It was hard. Like when I first finally started getting into shoes, like it was kind of like I just had to figure it out on my own. Nope, none of my friends were collecting sneakers. None of my friends knew anything about sneakers. I don't know. It was just I randomly was like, I need them goddamn Jordan 3s. I had already gotten like some other shoes, and I was like, you know what? I might be. And I got into it all on like my own and just being like online and coming out of like another phase of my life.
But I honestly, like, I know we don't know each other that well, but what I do know is I think when you're a collector, like you are just you're curious.
Yeah.
You do the deep dive.
I'm like,
but like even like y'all's knowledge, like I love that you could go toe to toe with anyone, and you know, like I was never that level of like commitment that you guys have, and I think it's just so amazing.
Thank you.
And so dope, and it's so fun to like watch this podcast grow because you guys deserve it all. But I just know like when you're a collector of things, like you like to know like the origin story of said thing, you know, the who, what, when, where, why of the drop. And I know that you're that way with other things that you collect as well.
I love
once you start collecting one thing, it's like
it's
like
because
you are really into the thing. Like
I'm into a lot of other things too.
Because I was always like a small little hoarder of like I've always been purses from the time I started being able to afford them.
What's your favorite bag that you have?
Oh my God. Probably my
favorite.
Yeah, I probably at the moment my Louis Vuitton Murakami Cherry Speedy, like the OG Speedy with the cherries on it.
What size is it?
I think it's not a 25. I think it's a 30 because the 25 is really small. But I don't even know. Did it come in a 25? But the thing is, I was in high school I was in love with Louis Vuitton in high school, like early on, like even when I didn't know anything about Louis Vuitton. I grew up on the reservation. Like my aunt kind of, you know, she knew about luxury a little bit and would show me certain things. And when she went to New York, she came back and she got me like a fake Louis from Canal, and I would wear it and everything. And it was the multicolor white one. I wish I would have kept that bag, but I got rid of it. I know. That was like 2006. So when the Murakami collection, the cherries came out, I was really in this like little cherry phase in high school. I had cherries. I would go through these phases where I would like wear one thing of all like, and I went through this cherry phase, and it was around the time those cherries came out, and I remembered I wanted it so bad. Obviously couldn't afford anything. But my aunt got me the coin pouch, and I still have that fucking coin pouch. And that was like the first real LV thing I had. That's cute. And I always loved the cherries. So when I got older and like was able to start like finding those pieces, I've been buying like that cherry collection like slowly. I don't have everything, but I do have like a few little things, and like I love that bag.
Where'd you end up finding it?
Where did I find that Speedy? Oh my God, there's a girl, was it through her at the flea market? And there's a lady, she's been going to do she does like the flea, like Long Beach flea. She does the OC.
There's an OC.
Oh my, yeah, there's like an OC one, and she's been doing sourcing, designer, buy, resell, and all that for over a decade longer, and she would always have amazing bags. I've gotten a few things from her, and like I'm always very like, is this legit?
Yeah.
And I knew like before like reading I knew how to read Louis codes, what the numbers meant, because they weren't, because this is the thing that people didn't know, like with Louis Vuitton, like they weren't just like when you find the code, it's like a number, but it's not just like a random number, like this is the number of bags. No, those codes mean something. That the letter is the city it was created, it was the month in which it was created, and the week. So it's like this was created in Spain on this time, and the way
told y'all the deep dive.
Like, so it was like I learned how to like read codes, where to find the codes, where's this, like how to, and like with Louis Vuitton, like with the LV print, like they'd use the same roll. That's why like you're not gonna have a mismatch. You're not gonna have a mismatch LV at a place. Like everything is sequenced and lined up, so you could tell. And like certain colors of the multicolor were never real. So like I don't know. I can keep going on, but
please do.
Yes,
now
but that is how I got into like almost collecting in a sense. Like I did have a lot of shoes, but they weren't like Nikes and stuff. But yeah, once I started like being able to like go get purses, I was.
It's interesting. I saw this TikTok. Oh, I don't want to say it wrong, but like basically it was this lady who was like, monogrammed bags are like poor people. Yeah. Did you see this TikTok?
I don't know. I feel like I might have seen it, but I know why.
I feel like you and I see a lot of the same things and repost. But it was definitely like a jab. And I know that this like kind of like quiet luxury, like very conservative.
I'll let you know why, but I'll let Lala finish.
But it was really interesting. Like I found myself like writing like a comment and then like delete, like I'm like mind your business, and then like I like to myself like, and I was like don't put your energy here. But I just think it's a really interesting like discourse.
It is.
And I think like like let me just say it, like I love a fucking monogram.
I love me all of them. I have it tattooed on me. Okay,
like all of them.
I have the motherfucking monogram tattooed on me.
And I think like we're just moving into like a very interesting time for fashion. Like we're, you know, everything. I don't know if you saw the rebrand for Pretty Little Things.
I did see that.
I haven't. What's going on?
So
with
I guess
them?
they like changed from like the BBL.
They kind of
like
Sophia Richie.
Yes, like soft life.
Oh,
yeah,
but this is the thing about like, unfortunately, it's Women's Month. We're going to talk about it. Women's bodies and styles. Obviously, everything is a trend.
Like that.
But it's very much so like bodies are a trend, and we've seen it throughout time where you see how women's bodies change with the trends, and we've been in this BBL trend for a while. And the last 2 years, we've been slowly coming out of the BBL trend into this like thin trend. We've seen the Kardashians. We've seen people go do the like quiet Sophia Richie look. And it's weird like to see that like, you know, even these brands are following along.
Well, and I think like what's interesting kind of about certain things aren't a trend, right? Like in the hood, like having like a banging ass body isn't a trend.
Yeah,
like,
that was always a thing. It's not a trend.
That's just your natural
like
body.
Miss Parker, has always been fine.
Curves were never out of style in the hood or like, you know, in those type of areas. You know, even though
you saw it every day.
I have always had a curves and thick legs my entire life. I was called bubble butt when I was little, and I hated it. I was like, I hated my body most of my life growing up because I was never a petite girl.
Yeah, no,
but there were people who always appreciated it. It was like, no, you're thick, and I'm like, what the fuck, you know? But I was like, I didn't really. It was appreciate it back then because you know most of society was like, you need to be thin, you need to look like this.
I just think we're moving into like dangerous times, like in terms of like for like body image, but then also for like creativity, where I feel like there's just like a lot of that conversation, and I think like a lot of the stuff like that's like hood. You know what I mean? Like, which is like basically what this woman was saying about like monogram, where I'm like, no, like that shit's been fly since forever, and it will be fly forever.
It's so crazy because it's like these are the thing about this. It's so funny. I talked to myself a lot, and I had this discourse in my head earlier randomly. It's just crazy to me. I don't know. I don't get it how. But I had this discourse in my head earlier just thinking about that. And like, you know, everyone always says like, you know, Black and brown people are the blueprint. They create these trends that have, you know, just been the way of life in those communities for a long time. And we've seen, you know, the Gucci print, the monogram, and these louder luxury brands in that sense, you know, when we've seen Dapper Dan do it and with, you know, touching into hip hop and singers like that, but then when people start saying it's like it's ghetto or it's cheap, and then they you know,
or
they
to have the
shame
audacity to say it's over.
Yeah,
like says who?
I always think about like Sex in the City, and I love Carrie, but she was like, oh, not like ghetto gold.
Yeah,
I always think of that line, and I'm like, girl, like, but because people associated with that, and I think it's really ugly. And the only reason people say that the monogram is cheap is because it is. Essentially, when you're talking about price and what it's physically worth, all it is canvas with a print on it. It's not real leather. The vachetta leather the handles are, but it's not real gold anymore. Like Louis Vuitton hasn't used real gold stuff for a long time. None of these brands do. Like even Chanel. Like that's why a lot of people prefer vintage Chanel because there's actual gold on those things compared to like certain things now. You know, a lot of these luxury brands are just using cheaper items, but because of the monogram is on a canvas and not like an actual leather, people consider it.
But I mean, at the end of the day, like, what are the odds that you're
loud.
really gonna ever resell all your shit?
Yeah,
Like, the message really is like, you buy shit that makes you look good, feel good, that makes you happy. You know what I mean? And so I just think that like a lot of the times when it comes to style and fashion and like everything that a Dapper Dan or that hip hop has like, you know, put into the world, like these things, like these aren't trends.
They're not.
In our communities. They've already like blasted past that. They've superseded that. And I think like it's just, who is anyone else to say like that, you know, what the value is of something else or like when something's a wrap or when something's over. But yeah, sorry to take us on that tangent. I just, I love it. Well, we were talking about Louis Vuitton because I was like, oh, like
this
I don't have a Speedy bag and I want one.
I love a Speedy.
And then I like saw this lady and I probably was like looking up something on TikTok and that's why it fed me this like anti-monogram thing.
Yeah, fuck that.
So Speedies were always my favorite.
Speedy's a classic.
thing. And that's why when Deshae asked me what I wanted for like our anniversary, I was like, I want a Speedy. I've always wanted one since high school, and obviously I've never been big into the luxury brands at all, but like I've always known that the Speedy was something that if I ever got a Louis bag, that's exactly what I wanted, and he got me that, and I got it personalized. So I got my initials on it too. So I'm like,
it's yours.
I'm never selling this.
I hate when people try to resell their personalized stuff. I'm like, nobody wants your goddamn initials. Get it out of here.
That's funny.
But on top of that, the Speedy is such a classic bag, and when you look back at the 2000s, that's exactly why bag
because it was. That's why I always wanted one.
There's a reason why Murakami has done so many Speedies. Like it's a great bag, and I think it's just a weird time for luxury. And I think going back on a little bit of what you were saying, interestingly enough, it was like people wanted to shame this until it was cool, until Dior wanted to pick up Jordan 1s.
Right.
Until Louis Vuitton, when Kim Jong was there, wanted to tap in with Supreme. Until like all these other brands wanted to tap in.
Even everyone just acknowledging Dapper Dan.
Exactly. At that point, like you're copying, like when Gucci, Dapper Dan been done that. Like, you know, Louis Vuitton doing the Nike monogram. I was
literally about to say the Air Forces.
Yes, the Air Forces.
Trash.
And
trash compared to like the people who have customized. Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones and stuff like that.
I have little customized ones.
Now I have ones like we have ones that are like Gucci Cortez.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes those look way better than the stuff that they do with the
and it's so
brands.
funny because the people to call it like cheap and that, they're the same ones that'll jump on that trend the minute that the brand releases it because it looks cool and it's exclusive.
Or the minute that it's like advantageous to them and their content.
Like the Supreme Louis Vuitton.
Absolutely.
This is like the Supreme Louis collab. Oh God.
Yeah. Just I always try to be like really conscientious with like our audience and say like just be careful because a lot of times just remember like you are the blueprint. Like your mom, your Thea, your grandma, they created Fly. Yeah. And so just be careful. Like, love that shit from jump. You don't have to wait for someone else to sell it back to you.
I agree.
You know?
I agree. Yeah.
To sell it back to you.
I think one of the things, too, is, interestingly enough, like, you guys, a lot of your models for Belladonna have been founded by these bigger brands through you guys and, like, how you showcase them. I know with, like, Janai and, oh, my God, who else was I thinking of that I've seen, like, do Nike stuff? But
yeah, or just Levi's. Like, Steph has done some really amazing campaigns. And I'll say this. I'll say what's interesting is like that's the goal or the dream of having a brand like our size. Like we wanted to like build out a platform where we were able to platform other women. And so I think like as much as you want to like hold certain things like close to your chest because like of how special it is to you, I want all of these girls go and whatever we paid you, charge them to have charge them times 10. Times 10.
They got it.
Yeah,
they fucking got it.
Like, and that's why we built the platform was to get more visibility and to get like our girls.
That's how we
exposure.
Yeah, because we wanted to like put women on the platform and
Yeah.
showcase the women that we love and like let people know there's really dope women like in this
out here
community
doing
in
shit,
streetwear who are running shit.
Yeah, and I just think that there's like levels to this, and like I said, like the level y'all are at is like it's just I love hearing you spit out facts, know all your drops. I'm like, what did you guys like wake up in the morning and like, they said fuck the news, like what's happening politics? But we need to go see the sneaker news first.
I swear.
No, but it's really dope, and I hope that you guys find like so like even more success because y'all been doing it and doing a lot of really dope things, you know, like as of launch. But it can only be up from here because like this voice, like women behind these mics, is very, 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 very important, and it's beyond sneakers.
Yeah,
it's beyond sneakers,
no, it definitely
you know?
is. Yeah,
I think the cool thing too, I mean, like even, you know, we get off topic a lot as you can tell. It's easy. You're just
same.
You're just
Imagine
like talking.
Natalia and I, okay?
Oh my God, I already know. But like, I think, you know, even within the conversation and us just bringing it back to like a lot of the women focus, you know, because we are women, but we do have a lot of men who listen. And I think they get a lot of insight from us as well, just like from women perspective, the women's issues. So many men will be like, I can't believe how many dudes be hating on you guys. Like a lot of guys don't realize it because
I know, but like
it's
then
easy
I
to
go look
pass
at the
over.
profile, like, huh?
Girl, same.
Like, huh?
Girls, I don't even, not saying that it doesn't affect me anymore. It like, I'll see it, like, I want to reply and I'm just like,
yeah.
No, and I know
Never
like in the
reacted
beginning,
before.
like you feel like you have to react.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think like overall, like, come on.
I mean, I feel like
They hate you because they ain't you, or they can't be with you.
Like, I feel like for so long though too, we've always had to be defensive.
yeah.
All the time about shit, and like finally having this platform, we can now really be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And put our foot down on shit.
Absolutely. It's been a good.
I mean, that's what happens when you like build your own table, right?
Oh,
like,
facts.
your
Yeah.
homegirls pull up to take a seat at it. But yeah, just congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
you.
It's been amazing having you on. I really enjoyed this conversation.
I love it. I knew Lala was going to be great.
Yeah.
Before we get you out of here, can I ask about Homegirl's Guide at all?
So actually I just been here taking notes. Watching.
Tell them why.
Listen, guys, first of all, they are engineers. They're editors. I think it has to be said because a lot of times folks they're like, oh, like cute podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
They try to downplay it.
they set up these mics. Like, I just think it's really commendable because the Homegirls Guide is a podcast. This sisterhood and this concept of like homegirl has been the constant through every iteration of my brand. Every door that's been open for me or kicked down for me has been like from another woman. And as like, I'm a big podcast listener, and especially like in entrepreneurship, like I listen to so many podcasts and I haven't heard anything that I actually like really viscerally connect to when I was like building my brands, right? Like I'd hear, oh girl, like you hear people are like self-made, but then they get to the part where they like graduate college and then they take a sabbatical and they get to go live in New York. And then they're like babysitting for Ralph Lauren. And no, my dad's like a gardener or people like that in Malibu, but it's just different. And I think there's different ways of looking at that word self-made.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to be able to platform like in conversation, like my homegirls who are doing like amazing jobs and have like amazing careers, whether they're like head stylist for all of your favorite artists.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get that career? How do you get into that space? You know, like my friend, Alejandra, like she styles SZA. We've come up together. My very first pop-up was in her store, so she's a guest on the first season, and it's just kind of like these like unsung heroes in my opinion. But I think when you hear their stories and how they've navigated like their big beautiful lives and their careers, it's really inspirational in a way that is actually relatable. If your mom is not Kris Jenner, you know what I mean? Because it's different.
Because the majority of us aren't living at that tax bracket in that luxury.
Like you're not gonna know how do you go out and like do your like like do your first drop, and like how do you source product when you don't have capital?
It really is like, where do you start? It's hard. Like at what point do you start? So that I love that.
Yeah, so it's gonna be that, and then it's just rolling out to so much more. So I'm really excited. It's like I said, super inspirational to watch what you guys have done, because I love storytelling, and that's what we're doing next.
Do you have a drop date at all yet?
It's after the retrograde, so
I feel that.
So it's in about like the second, third week of April. Like I'll start posting.
Okay, nice.
But we just have to make sure some certain,
alignments
are going on. Yeah.
Oh, actually, sorry to bring this up randomly. I forgot to talk about it. Did you see the, oh my God, is it like what is the brand? DT, like that New Balance? It was like, oh my God, like not DTR, but it's like, I can't think of the damn name.
Called moon signs.
It's a New Balance based off moon signs.
DTLR?
I think it is DTLR.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and they came out with a New Balance this week, and I'm sad I seen it late. I don't know if it's sold out, but like, it's really cute. It's based off of like your moon sign, I guess, and everything. They did this like little astrology rollout and all the colors.
Different shoes.
No, I don't think there's 12 different shoes, but I think
like
they all.
Whoa.
It's just like you get a different lace depending on your
I was
zodiac
thinking,
sign.
like, how cool would it be if like a brand did that and it was like a mystery pack and you didn't know what shoe you were gonna get and you got a sign and it was like who?
Oh shit!
Wouldn't that be really cool? And then you'd have to trade with someone to get your sign and your size.
That's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I did too.
Okay.
But I think the New Balance concept for the moon sign was really cool. I forgot to talk about
I
that.
love all things astrology. Nat and I are very like, into that kind of stuff. Even when we like rolled out the brand, there's a lot of candles lit. There's a lot of prayers. There's a lot of
with that
manifestation energy.
Listen, I've been doing little things, and I tell Nat, I got some witchy poo in me. I know it.
Well, girl, look at your ancestry. Yes.
Yes. Damn right.
No, I'm like, yeah, I'll tell you. But yes. Okay. Let the people know where they can find you on socials and everything.
Guys, you can follow me. I'm going to start posting a lot more because your girl is always working on the brand stuff.
Yes.
But I'm at Lala, LALAROMERO on all platforms. But I like Instagram the best still.
Yes. And if you haven't, I was going to plug ours, but also Belladonna, SweetStreet Cosmetics, The Homegirls Guide, Scam and Jam.
Yeah, come party with us. Come hang out. Come have a drink.
Yes.
All of the things.
All that good stuff.
Hopefully Nat and I will be back around summertime when we have some fun things to talk
more
about.
news.
Yeah, more stuff dropping.
We missed you, Henny.
Yes, Nat. Next episode, you're going to be here.
She said she was coming.
I knew. She was like, babe, I'm not going to make it. I was like, it's okay, Nat.
Oh, also, we do have a quote from Henny.
Oh, we do. Henny couldn't be here, so we asked for a message brought to you by the Heather Jones.
She says,
enjoy me while I'm broke. Money is going to change me, and I won't remember any of you. And I feel like she would have added a little ad lib at the end, but
a little finger and neck girl or something.
a little something. How did Barlow's in the thing? He's like, Henny. Barlow's nailed it. But yes, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel, Sneaky Leak Pod, Instagram, Sneaky Leak Pod. Get us to 500K. I'm just kidding. I see
Say rate.
No, I'm going to the top. No. But yes, please follow us, and also on our listening platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. Thank you again, Lala.
Thanks, Lala.
Can't wait to have you back on. And as always, it's been another episode of the Sneaky Leak Pod.
Talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Yay, that was a long one.